and welcome to Plus TV Africa. I am Felicity Ezewike with the news on the hour. Nobel laureate Wale Soyinka has advised President Muhammadu Buhari to discontinue his loyalty to an unspecified individual whom he referred to as late M.K.O. Abiola's tormentor-in-chief. Though there has been some guesswork as to whom the Nobel laureate was referring to, Soyinka further remarked that it was somewhat puzzling for Buhari to honor Chief Moshood Abiola on the one hand and be flattering of the late politician's tormentor-in-chief on the other. Soyinka wondered why the president has continued to exhibit allegiance to a man he described as one of the vilest dictators in Nigeria, who should be having his day in court for crimes against humanity. He suggests that the president should consider creating a hall of shame for all who have offended the country, just as there is hall of fame for those who have championed its cause. He further condemned the naming of a major road in the Federal Capital Territory after a corrupt former leader, stating that it was hypocritical in view of president's supposed fight against corruption. The National Democratic Coalition has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to re-establish true federalism in Nigeria. The group said that Nigeria's projections for progress could only be realized by returning the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the federal constitutional structure. The group's spokesman, Ayo Opadokun, while speaking to journalists, noted that Nigeria was currently run centrally and that this administration should not mislead its citizens by maintaining that it is practicing federalism. Nadeko, however, praised Buhari for making June 12 Democracy Day, calling it a daring act. Nadeko called on Buhari to instruct the chairman of the defunct National Electoral Commission, Professor Humphrey Wosu, to officially announce the results of the June 12, 1993 presidential election. The group also wants the president to posthumously install M.K.O. Abiola as a president of Nigeria with a national memorial named after him. The Enugu command of the Nigerian police force says one person has been confirmed dead in the one-story building collapse which occurred on Saturday at Ibekopi in Nsukka local government area of Enugu State. The Enugu Police Public Relations Officer Ebere Amarizu, in a statement to Plus TV Africa, explained that police operatives had rescued 4 persons trapped in the building, which is under construction, and rushed them to a nearby hospital. The 5 persons have been identified as workers who were said to have been brought for the plastering of the building. Police intervention prevented Modestus Eze, the principal of a secondary school in Okija, Anambra State, from possibly being killed by some youths in the area. Reports say the youths came into the school for the principal after they received information that he allegedly molested a 17-year-old male student of the school. The arrival of the youths at the school caused chaos as policemen attached to the Okija Police Division made their way to the school in a bid to save the principal. Reports from the school say that in the midst of the chaos, the principal fled. The Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer, Haruna Umar, confirmed that it had received a report of an unnatural offense against the principal of the secondary school in Okija. The PPRO said that some fetish items, some covered with a substance believed to be blood, were also found in some rooms on the school's grounds. Regarding the subject, the PPRO said he is still at large and efforts are on to bring him in for prosecution. The Katsina State Police Command says it will deploy at least 3,500 policemen to secure residents during the forthcoming Eid al-Fitr celebration. The command's public relations officer, Gambo Issa, told reporters that this was to ensure a celebration without any complications. Issa also said that 500 personnel from the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps would collaborate with the policemen to ensure security during the Eid al-Fitr celebration. He advised parents to track their kids during the celebration. He warned that any hoodlum who is planning on stealing at the location of the Eid prayers will be arrested, as there will also be personnel in civilian clothes and mounted troops at various locations. According to a Daily Trust survey, about 4 out of 10 respondents feel that the newly proposed minimum wage of 66,500 naira is not practicable, while about 6 feel it is. This follows the demands by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) for the minimum income to be raised to 66,500 naira because, as it stands now, at 18,000 naira, a worker can barely survive on it. 448 persons participated in the survey. Of this, 251 persons said 66,500 naira as demanded by the labor union is feasible. However, 148 persons responded that 66,500 naira is too much and thus not achievable. There were about 49 persons who were indifferent on the matter. And on the foreign scene, the historic meeting between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump is being tagged a great win by the media in North Korea, with reports of the U.S. intending to lift sanctions. North Korea's official newspaper, Rodong Sinmun, on its front page called the summit the meeting of the century, while the state media agency KCNA wrote an enthusiastic article celebrating the talks as a historic break from the past. The media in North Korea is known to be tightly controlled by the government. It rarely reports its leaders' activities in real time and always puts a positive spin on its government's official activities. The two leaders met in Singapore on Tuesday and signed a brief declaration on denuclearization. The hostage situation that lasted for 4 hours yesterday has ended, with a 27-year-old man arrested and 2 hostages released unharmed. The man was described by the police as determined and violent. While pretending to be a food delivery courier, he reportedly entered the building at 42 Rue des Petites Écuries at about 4 p.m. French special forces were in contact with the man the entire time, trying to negotiate with him as he claimed to have a handgun and a bomb. The man requested to communicate with the Iranian embassy to hand over a letter to the French authorities. The 2 hostages were a man who managed to flee the scene after being hit by the hostage taker and a pregnant woman who managed to escape as well. Paris police confirmed that the hostages are safe, but in a state of shock as the suspect reportedly drenched them in petrol while he held them hostage. A witness in the building confirmed the suspect hostage taker was arrested wearing a mask and black clothing. According to police reports, at least 16 people were killed in a bus accident in Manpuri, a town in Uttar Pradesh, northern India. Ajay Shankar Ray, a police officer, said that on Wednesday, the driver of the tourist bus lost control at a sharp bend as he was overspeeding, making the bus to overturn and hit a concrete road divider, leaving 16 people dead and 17 others injured. The injured victims are receiving treatment, with 3 of them in critical condition. The occupants of the bus had visited Jaipur, a city known for forts, museums and gardens, and were returning to their hometown. And in business, the Nigerian foreign exchange market was in 2017 dominated by forward contracts, which was due to the weak naira valuation. According to the annual reports breakdown from the Financial Markets Department of the Apex Bank, in 2017, forward contracts rose by 44% at $11.2 billion compared to $5.8 billion recorded in 2016. Total foreign exchange sales in 2017 totaled $15.8 billion, which was a significant rise from the $12.2 billion sold in 2016. However, Mr. Bismarck Rewani, Managing Director, Chief Executive, Financial Directives Company Limited, has assured that this trend will not persist in 2018 as reasons for forward contracts are no longer in existence. Forward contracts occur in cases where forex transactions involve delivery at a future date, but at the current exchange rate. This is a technique by the CBN to manage shortage of foreign exchange, as it helps to manage cash flow, and the implied rate differs from the effective rate. The report has stated that a total of $15.82 billion was sold at the interbank segment, $1.53 billion at the interbank sports transaction, $622 million at the investors and exporters window, $1.39 billion for invisibles, and $11.19 billion for SMEs. However, $10.73 billion matured at the Ford segment. Tokumbo is up next with entertainment news right after this break.
Thanks, Felicity. In entertainment, Tim Burgley, known as DJ Avicii, who took his life on April 20, 2018, has been laid to rest in Stockholm, his hometown, at a private funeral on Sunday at a cemetery in southern Stockholm, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A few weeks ago, it was reported that Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra may be in a relationship after the duo had been seen on 3 consecutive dates. But putting speculations aside, we are almost certain we may be right after all about their relationship after Nick Jonas took Priyanka as his date for a family wedding. Nick and Priyanka were seen walking arm in arm during his cousin's wedding over the weekend. Although no official announcement has been made by either of them, we know what it means when family meet and greet happen. Our very own Davido has joined the league of international celebrities in the recent Pulitzer Prize Summer Jam with the likes of Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne and Meek Mill. They have helped make the 25th Summer Jam a fantastic one with their jam-packed performances. The event was launched in 1994. It was hosted by New York hip-hop radio station Hot 97. Although prior to the concert, the event was made public by the If crooner Davido through his social media. Summer Jam 25th year was graced by major producer Timbaland and Swiss Beats, who were back in front with their hit songs. Also, Lamar performed with his well-known major song Humble and Don't Kill My Vibe, and he was accompanied on stage by label mate J-Rock. 21 Savage was at a pool party on Saturday the 9th of June. Things got crazy at the party when a large group of people gate-crashed the party through the back. According to a video that surfaced on social media, the group of intruders were seen walking down a hill together. The partygoers, including Savage and his friends, got uneasy about seeing these intruders. Things got out of hand when one of the uninvited guests said hello to one of the girls from 21's camp. This led to a confrontation which made one of the crashers pull out a gun, prompting Savage to arm himself by drawing out his own gun. Luckily, no shots were fired during the altercation. Not long after the conflict, police arrived to break up the fight, and no one was arrested. That's it on entertainment. Up next is Udoka with the sports news.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku. We are a few hours from the kickoff of the World Cup and the teams are settling in, and all our love and support goes to the African countries representing the continent. For updates on sports news and other stories breaking around the world, do visit our website, plustvafrica.com. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are currently in Sentuki, Russia, and the mayor of the city, Alexandra Nekristov, welcomed the Super Eagles to the city. The Super Eagles will be having their first press conference at the Sentuki training media site later in the day. And the Super Eagles will train twice, which will be behind closed doors, and the first session is open to media for 15 minutes. And the team will leave for Kaliningrad on Thursday ahead of their opening fixture against Croatia on Saturday. Still on the Super Eagles, a football facts and stats website, Optajo, on their verified Twitter handle, placed Nigeria in joint 19th position with a 1.5% chance of winning the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Zinedine Zidane stepped down in May after leading the Spanish Giants to 3 successive Champions League titles and said that the club needs a different voice. And almost a month later, a new name has been unveiled for a coach at the club, and his name is Julian Lopetegui, in charge of Real Madrid. And Julian, who just signed a deal committing him to the Spanish national team, previously managed Porto for 2 years before going on to take on the Spanish national team managerial role in July 2016. Although the 51-year-old will not resume until the World Cup, which starts in less than 48 hours. And the 2017-2018 season, Real Madrid finished 17 points behind champions Barcelona and in 3rd position. And Juventus are on the verge of offering Jack Wilshere a contract, knowing that his contract will expire later this month with the Gunners. Although Arsenal have offered him a new deal that will involve a pay cut from his current £120,000, and Unai Emery wants him to remain at the club, but the player is yet to make a decision if he will sign a deal or leave the club. Talking about the Gunners. It was all jubilation for the team that got a clean sweep of the opponents, talking about the Golden State Warriors ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA playoff finals as they took to the streets of Oakland to celebrate their third NBA championship title. We saw the likes of Steph Curry and, of course, the head coach right there, Steve Kerr, enjoying the moment with the lads as they went into the streets of Oakland to celebrate the trophy that they won. And it ended 4-0 in that won the series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we're looking forward to where LeBron James will play next if he becomes a free agent. But that's all for sports this hour. I am Udoka Njoku. We'll be right back after this break.
Many thanks to Udoka, and a whole lot of luck to everyone participating in Russia. And that's it, the news at this hour. Thank you for watching. My name is Felicity Ezewike. Good morning.